Okay, so I hope everyone out there's having a really, really good day today. We got some very interesting Japanese magazine provisional titles for the final two episodes of Dragon Ball Super. These will contain minor spoilers. If you want to go into it completely dark, this is not the video for you, but it's not a spoiler that is necessarily going to spoil a major plot point or anything, but I am going to be discussing what the titles could possibly mean. These are, of course, provisional unfinished titles for the last two episodes. So let's go ahead and get into it right now. Last warning, we're about to get into it. Translations, of course, from Herms, the top translator we have in our fandom. Dragon Ball, here's a picture of the newspaper, Dragon Ball Super episode 130, airing March 18th, an unprecedented Super Showdown. I don't see much into this. I believe this unprecedented Super Showdown is just going to be the climax of the Goku Jiren fight. Obviously, if you saw the next episode preview for 129 and the spoilers, if you saw them, you know that Goku's going to be fighting Jiren and that Goku will finally master Ultra Instinct, which gives him like a silver hair color, and that's going to be the big final battle here in Dragon Ball Super. I think 130 will continue that fight. I don't think that fight's only going to be in episode 129. I think it'll be a two-part fight, two-episode fight, and 130 will be the big climax of that fight. Now, this is the one that I find very interesting. Dragon Ball Super episode 131, provisional title. This is the last episode of Dragon Ball Super. I'm going to once again reiterate, the show is not going on a hiatus. As far as we know, this is the end of the series. Could the series come back next year, or could there be a new Dragon Ball series with a different name? Yes, but as of right now, Dragon Ball Super is coming to an end. That is the reality. All right, March 25th, Goku, Until the Day We Meet Again. And Herms writes, which sounds vaguely familiar. Well, the reason why that sounds familiar is because this is a tribute, this is an homage to the last episode, the name of the last episode of Dragon Ball GT. Now, what's going to end up happening, and I can already smell it, is that people are going to start making connections that shouldn't be there. They're going to start saying that, oh, does this canonize GT? No, it's just a tribute to the last episode, and that's it. And the other thing that I know people are going to freak out over, which is going to irritate the crap out of some people too, is people are going to start saying that GT is canon because Goku most likely, now I don't know this to be a fact, but most likely the episode's going to end with Goku putting on the blue gi. I want to once again reiterate, the blue gi that Goku has in GT is what he wore at the end of Dragon Ball Z. For some reason, people, like, I don't know if they didn't see the end of the Z series, if they just played the video games, but the last three episodes of Dragon Ball Z and the manga, and the last chapter of the manga, Goku is wearing the blue gi. It's the episodes or the manga chapter, depending on what you're looking at, where he goes and meets Oob in the tournament, and then we see Pan and Bulla Bra for the first time. These characters are not GT characters. They appeared at the end of Z. They are part of Toriyama's original manga. They are not GT characters, okay? And I know most of you guys know this already, but you know, if you've been around the community, that some people, like I said, they either didn't watch the end of Z or they forgot, and that's fine. It's okay to forget things, but what I'm going to reiterate is, if you see Goku with the blue gi, it does not mean anything more than that's the end of the story. Because remember, Dragon Ball Super takes place during the 10-year time skip from the death of Kid Buu to this tournament, the 28th tournament, where Goku meets Oob for the first time, which is the last three episodes of Z, and the last manga chapter has nothing to do with GT. GT is just an anime-only continuation of it. But it is interesting, though, that they are saying Goku Until the Day We Meet Again. Now, I'm pretty sure that title is representative of not just a tribute to GT, but it's more so like the audience, like the narrator speaking to the audience, saying, farewell Goku until the day we meet again, which will be, we're going to meet Goku again in December when the new Dragon Ball movie comes out. So at least this time we know we're going to see him again. Unlike back in 97 when GT ended, we had no idea if we'd ever see Dragon Ball again. We had no clue back in 97. Or even in 2003 when GT ended in America. So, it's one of those things where it's going to be a nice little homage, like a goodbye to Goku, but it's really not a goodbye because we're going to see him very, very soon. I think this pretty much shuts the door on people thinking it's going to end in a cliffhanger. I've seen a lot of people say that. I did a whole video where I broke down why I don't think Super's ending in a cliffhanger. I don't know this to be the case. Obviously, I don't have the script for the last episode, but I'm pretty certain, based on the production schedule and based on how Toei works and how the series works, that no, there will not be a cliffhanger. Now, will there be unresolved plot points? Yes, there will be some stuff that's probably not going to get answered at the end of Super. We might never see how strong the Grand Priest is. We don't know. I mean, we might not see it. Things like that are not going to get resolved. Those are not cliffhangers. A cliffhanger would be like Universe 7 gets destroyed. And it's like, oh my God, what do we do? We'll find out in December during the movie. That's not happening. That is not happening. It will have a happy ending. Super will have a happy ending. It's just a matter of, some things will be unresolved, which again, they could be resolved later on in comics and video games, or maybe even series if it comes back next year. But as of right now, no announcement on that, and until there is one, we cannot assume anything. Okay, we can't assume anything. There is no hiatus. The series will be going into movie territory in December, and then sometime next year it may or may not return, and that's that's what's going on in the real world. In Fantasyland, you can think whatever you want, but that's what's going on in the real world. I don't mean to be blunt about it, but there's too many people I've seen who are like, I don't know if they're in denial or they're confused. No, the series is ending, but it's not the end of Dragon Ball. It's the end of Super, but it's not the end of Dragon Ball. And very good chance the series could come back next year under a different name, and then we'll continue the story. But until that gets announced, can't say it. So as a result of all that stuff I just told you, I don't think it's going to end in a cliffhanger. What do you think in the comments about these two titles? We'll have more information as it comes out. It seems to me just that, like I said, 130 will be Goku and Jiren's climax, and then the Wish and all that stuff. That'll probably happen in 131, I think, too, like the Wish and goodbye to Zeno, goodbye to Beerus, all that stuff. I mean, this could also be from Beerus' perspective. Maybe he's saying goodbye to Goku. He might be going back to sleep. Remember, Super began with Beerus waking up. I mean, he was already awake, but he had just woken up a little while before, and it's going to end with him going to sleep, I think. I think that makes sense, but we'll find out. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see y'all very, very soon.